most people don't use their American Express membership rewards the right way. And now, while you've probably heard that in order to get maximum value, you need to use their transfer partners, here's the problem. There are 21 different hotel and airline programs to choose from. So the question is, which ones are actually worth your time? To answer that question, I'm ranking every transfer partner from worst to first, and I'll show you how I would use each one. I've broken these partners into 3 tiers, A, B, and C, to make it easier to understand which partners are worth your time. So let's go ahead and start with the C tier and the ones that you probably want to generally avoid. First one kicking us off is Marriott. Marriott's points transfer at a 1-to-1 ratio, so 1,000 AMEX points will give you 1,000 Marriott points, but the problem is you'll need a mountain of those points for a single room night. And after their recent devaluation, you'll be paying even more. So you're better off earning Marriott points directly with one of their credit card sign-up bonuses, with the exception of if you need a small amount of points to top off your account for a redemption, then I would say that's fair to transfer some of your Amex points over to Marriott for that reason. And now next up is JetBlue. So here's the thing with JetBlue. Amex transfers at a terrible 0.8 to 1 ratio, so every 1,000 Amex points only gives you 800 JetBlue points. And sure, there might be a sweet spot or two, but you'll need even more Amex points to make it work. So just compare the prices and make sure it makes sense if you still want to make that transfer. So if you have points with another program like Chase, which has a 1-to-1 ratio, it might be better to use those for JetBlue instead. And then there's choice hotels like JetBlue. This isn't as great with Amex. You can get double the value using Citi or Wells Fargo points, which transfer at a 1-to-2 ratio versus Amex's standard 1-to-1. There's still some decent deals at specific properties, but I'd only use this whenever the stars do align perfectly and the points you need is significantly less than the cash price of the hotel. For example, this hotel in Stockholm, Sweden, it only costs 12,000 points, where the cash price is more than $200 a night, so that would still be a good redemption even at a 1-to-1 ratio. Aeromexico, on the other hand, is interesting because Amex transfers actually at a good rate. 1 point gives you 1.6 Aeromexico points, and so that's a great ratio. However, there aren't really any major sweet spots with this program. It can sometimes be your best bet to book an Aeromexico flight, but even then you might have a better value with Delta or Virgin Atlantic. So there's just not too much to say about this program specifically. Then there's Etihad. It's in C tier, even though there are some appealing redemptions here, like 60,000 points for a business class flight from Boston to Dublin on JetBlue Mint, or an occasional cheap domestic American Airlines flights that you could book with this program. But there is a deal breaker. It's their cancellation policy. You could lose all of your points if you cancel within a specific window, and it's literally the worst policy in the industry. However, with that said, it's still the most reliable way to book their famous apartment suite, albeit for a steep price of 160,000 points and $544. And then there's Qantas. I proactively dropped them into the C tier, even though for now you can still book American Airlines flights with Qantas points at a decent rate. And you can even occasionally get a good flight to Australia on Qantas as well. But the problem is Qantas has announced that they're devaluing their points starting in August. It's going to cost a lot more points for the same flights. They did announce that they'll be increasing the amount of awards available, but it's still good give and take. I would prefer cheaper prices. And so that's the C tier. Let me know in the comments what you think of it so far, and go ahead and tell me what your top 3 partners are. It might not be what you're expecting compared to mine. But now let's move on to the B tier, the solid options, if you will. First up is Emirates. There's a hidden gem from Newark to Athens or JFK to Milan, and the reverse routing as well. You could fly in economy for 17,500 points one way, or 87,000 points in business class, and taxes are pretty reasonable as well. Plus, using Emirates points is probably the most reliable way to book those coveted business and first class flights on Emirates to experience the shower in the sky and the bar on the plane. So this is firmly planted in B tier because it can be a useful program for those niche options. And then sadly there's Avianca. They dropped a bombshell recently and devalued all of their sweet spots, including raising their prices on domestic United flights and their prices to Europe, where there was once a sweet spot to London for just 45,000 points in business class. That is no longer. I can't find any of the best sweet spots. The only thing that really I could find left is from JFK to Switzerland for 55,000 points in business class, and that's it. That's the single route I found that I think would be worth it. Sad day, I know. But next up is Singapore Airlines. If you're a last minute traveler, Singapore Airlines could be actually really useful because of their monthly spontaneous escape program. Their monthly spontaneous escapes program can get you incredible deals like JFK to Frankfurt in Singapore's award-winning business class for just 56,700 points one way. I actually cover these deals in my weekly newsletter, so link is in the description if you want to stay updated on that particular promotional award. They're also a good backup option to Asia when availability seems scarce on other partners, but it's still best to look in advance when booking premium cabin trips because they still can sell out, even though they're a little bit higher priced than some other options on this list. Now, above Singapore Airlines, some experts might rank this next one higher or lower, but it's Delta. Hear me out. While Sky Miles aren't great for international flights per se, they're seriously underrated for domestic travel. With easy booking and free cancellations, they have some solid basic economy award flights, making this a surprisingly useful partner for positioning flights and other domestic opportunities. Some people may rank this lower because of how few these opportunities are, and some people might rank this higher because of their flash sales that can offer some solid international deals. Then another familiar partner up next is Hilton. Usually I avoid transferring flexible points to hotels except for Hyatt with Chase, but Hilton's gotten more interesting since adding the small luxury hotel program. Plus, when there's a transfer bonus like there is right now of 25%, things can get interesting. And this is because Amex already transfers to Hilton at a 1-to-2 ratio, and with the 25% bonus, you'll get 2.5 Hilton points for every Amex points that you transfer. If you're able to partner that with the 5th night free promotion that you get with having any Hilton status or having one of their credit cards, you can significantly reduce the number of points you need to stay at some awesome luxury properties. The Conrad at the Maldives is a great example. Then at the top of the B tier here, I put Cathay Pacific, and here's why this one could be spectacular. You can book domestic American Airlines flights, although availability can be hit or miss, but the real treasure here is the access to Cathay Pacific First Class Awards, a bucket list redemption if you can find it. A little less known benefit of using Cathay Pacific is that it could be a good source of Japan Airlines business class flights, especially whenever you're booking far in advance, 360 days to be exact. And now it won't be the best price you'll find on Japan Airlines, however, it could be worth those extra points if you want to lock in availability. But now we're about to get into the really popular heavy hitters, the A tier. First up is Flying Blue. A recent devaluation knocked this down a few spots, but it's still a powerhouse for flights to Europe, Africa, and parts of Asia. Plus, Amex runs frequent transfer bonuses here, making that devaluation a little bit more palatable. But business class flights to Europe will now cost you 60,000 points one way, but even worse, availability is often limited to shoulder off season, and it's getting harder and harder to find on longer routes like from the West Coast. Economy flights were formerly just 20,000 points, and it's now 25,000 one way, which you can bring that price down with a transfer bonus, but also Flying Blue offers promo awards from select cities where you can get that same economy flight for just 18,750 points one way. If you want details or a reminder about when these promo awards are going on, what cities they're coming from, and any transfer bonuses that are going on, like I said, you'll want to sign up for my free weekly newsletter, where I'll also send the promo awards I mentioned earlier, and I'll also send you a tip and additional news going on in the points and miles world. You can find it linked in the description and in the pinned comment. But our next A-tier partner is going to be Air Canada. They have okay pricing to Europe and Asia, starting around 60 to 70,000 points, and you can add a stopover for just 5,000 extra miles, which is a nice benefit. Plus, they often have better prices to Asia whenever you're booking directly with partners like Singapore, although availability, of course, can sometimes be difficult to come by, especially for more than one person. Up until recently, Air Canada has also been a go-to for United award pricing, but starting on March 25th, Air Canada is transitioning to dynamic pricing for select airlines, including United, Emirates, Etihad, Fly Dubai, and other regional partners like Comair, Canadian North, and PAL Airlines. So we'll see what dynamic pricing looks like on United flights and what that does to the long-term usefulness of this program for domestic flights. Not all dynamic pricing changes can be bad, like Virgin Atlantic showed us, but we'll get to that. But now we're going to dive into our top 4 programs, because number 4 is actually going to be 5 programs in one, and we're talking about the Avios family. Avios is a currency, so you can think of Avios as points, and the airlines that participate within this currency include British Airways, Aer Lingus, Qatar, Finnair, and Iberia. You can transfer points from Amex to one of these airlines and then transfer those same points from British Airways, for example, around to all the others, so that way you could take advantage of each of their specific programs programs, which all have their own sweet spots one way or another. If you're interested in knowing more about how to make this transfer, I have a video detailing it step by step. But some examples of some sweet spots include flights to Dublin for as low as 13,000 points from the East Coast via Aer Lingus. You can also get direct flights to Finland for as low as 60,000 points in business class with Finnair. And then Qatar Airways currently offers the best pricing on domestic airlines flights, and also, of course, on their Qatar Q suites. Avios is an impressive currency, and that's why it's solidly at number 4. But now you're probably wondering what is in the top 3. Our first one is a special one. It's unique to American Express, and it's ANA. So there are a lot of issues with this airline. Because yes, you do have to book round trip, and yes, the fees are high, and yes, it takes 2 to 3 days for your points to transfer over to ANA, but here's where all of the benefits come up. First off, they offer an around the world ticket, so you're able to book multiple business class flights around the world for just 120 to under 50,000 miles total. And that is an insane value, essentially, no matter how you slice it. It's a bit tricky to pull this off. That's a whole nother video in itself, and we'll get to that another day. Aside from that specific round the world trip, they just have solid round trip business class pricing. It's not uncommon to pay 100,000 points for a round trip business class flight. So there's a learning curve and some fear to conquer whenever you're trying to use this program, but once you've mastered it, you can really unlock a lot of value. And then number 2 is going to be Virgin Atlantic. You really don't want to sleep on this one. Virgin Atlantic, like I mentioned earlier, is an example of a devaluation gone right. They recently switched to dynamic pricing, but you can still snag some flights to Europe for as low as 7,500 points, or in business class for 35 to 45,000 points. Yes, fees could be higher, especially if you're flying back from Europe, but if you could find a partner that charges less fees on the way back, use this one for the departing, you're golden. So for this reason, whenever I'm looking for award flights to get to Europe, Virgin Atlantic is someone I'm falling on constantly. Virgin Atlantic has the additional perk of being able to book domestic Delta flights with this program. And now Virgin Atlantic isn't just limited to these 2 sweet spots. There are also great ways to fly to Asia and Africa alike. But instead of going down that rant, let's jump into number 1, the best transfer partner of American Express, and it's going to be Hawaiian Airlines. This might be surprising. If it is, it's only because you don't know that Hawaiian and Alaska Airlines are currently going through a merger. And this is incredible because for the time being, you're able to transfer your points to Hawaiian Airlines, and then whenever you got your Hawaiian points, you could transfer those over to Alaska. And then once your points hit Alaska, suddenly you've got access to cheap American Airlines domestic flights and sweet spots to Asia on Japan Airlines and all the other sweet spots that Alaska has to offer. There's just so many good things to say about this award-winning program, including free stopovers on award flights, and so that plants this firmly at number 1. But as I may have hinted at, this option may not be forever, because once Hawaiian officially merges to Alaska, we're not so sure that we'll be able to transfer AMEX points over to Alaska directly, so this may actually be a limited time offer. But now let me circle back to something I said earlier. At the beginning of the video, I misspoke. I talked about partners as if some of these aren't worth your time, depending on what tier they are in. Well, the truth is, even some of the mediocre partners in B and even the C tier at one point or another might be the best choice for the destination or the dates that you're looking to travel. It's really all about knowing your options and where to search and which partners to consider for different destinations. So from here, I want you to check out this playlist where I dive into how to redeem your points for travel effectively, or maybe you're interested in earning some more AMEX points after watching this video, so you'll want to check this one out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.